capitalize on playing complementary football to go up 17-3. Had a nice long drive. Got to be better. We got to have better communication collectively in some of those situations right there. But a lot that we can learn from, a lot that we can grow from, and it's a lot easier to be able to do that after a win. But I think there'll be some things that we can definitely clean up offensively. Obviously, you guys are going to ask me about the field goal. I thought the protection was good. We got to make the kick. We ended up missing the kick, ended up hitting the second one, not very clean right there. The snap felt like it was a little bit high. Loved our punt operation at the end right there versus, basically a 10-man rush look that they presented. We'll take the win. We'll look to be able to improve, and we got a great challenge next week. I got an ankle.
Is he going to play?
I don't. You think I know all that stuff right now? Come on, you're better than that.
Sean, the way the defense had the goal line stand right there before the half, was there a carryover effect at all, momentum there?
I thought it was huge. I thought the momentum that those guys established based on being able to make that play was huge to be able to go into the half at 3-3, just making them snap it one more time. And then I thought offensively to be able to hit Devontae on the first play of the second half and then be able to find a way to go punch that in, then be able to get the turnover, and then that lead to a Higbee touchdown. Felt like the game opened up right there, and it felt like we were in control. You'd love to be able to finish off some of those drives to close it out. Could have taken the field goal to go up 20-3. Could have had some better spots that, we'll keep growing, we'll keep learning together. He was awesome. I just found out he broke the single game record for tackles in one game for a Rams. So you felt like he was all over the place. I thought his presence was outstanding today.
Similarly, what can you say about the day Quentin Lake had out there?
Big time, Nate. I thought he was awesome. It's cool to be able to see him get his first 2 turnovers, too. He's been around the ball. He's made so many plays. He's so instrumental in so many different things that we do. And he had a great game today. It was awesome for Q.
What was going through your mind when trainers are assisting Puka off the field and he's limping?
Well, whether it's Cam Curl, whether it's Puka Nacua, you never want to see that. Injuries are one of the worst parts of this. He tried to give it a go. Even Blake Corum came back, ended up making some good runs in the second half. I thought that was awesome. Puka tried to be able to give it a go, just didn't feel good enough, and I apologize for that. I just don't know enough about really what's going on and how he's going to feel and how he's going to respond. He maybe could have really pressed through, but we were kind of more being smart than anything, so I do apologize for that, Sarah. But I don't like it anytime a player gets injured, no matter who it is.
You mentioned right at the beginning, sort of find a way. How gratifying is it to have that kind of win in a season where a couple of times you were kicking yourself out?
Oh, yeah, no, and you know what? Because the defense played so well, fortunately that's not going to be a scenario or a situation that we're thinking about, but I think it's always great to be able to feel like there's so much improvement that can be had, particularly on the offensive side of the ball, for us to be able to move forward. It's early in the season. You don't take wins for granted. You certainly have learned that, and I'm really happy for the group to be able to find a way.
Sean, you talked about coming out in the second half with that offense, that first throw, and so on. Do you say something to them at halftime, or is it?
Oh, yeah. You challenge guys. And you try to be able to inspire them to be able to play the way that they're capable of. And I thought there was a lot of instances in the first half where we didn't do that. And it led to some negative plays or turnovers or turnover on downs, even some things that happened in the second half. But, the guys just stayed the course. I think the best thing that I saw was the sense of urgency and then the execution that occurred to be able to allow us to go up 14 points. And the way that our defense was playing, as long as we didn't make a catastrophic mistake, felt like that was going to be enough to control the game.
What were your initial thoughts on Troy and Sean sharing snaps?
They did a great job. I thought, Sean did a nice job finishing the game out when we kind of gave Landman a blow, but I thought we were excellent as a whole defensively, especially after that first drive. They came out and, the stats are going to show that they were able to run it. The only time that it felt like there was some leaky yards was really on that first drive, even though we settled in and allowed them to be able to, just settled for them kicking a field goal. Can't say enough about that goal line stand that you guys asked about earlier. I thought that was a big momentum flip going into the second half, or going into the half, and then you could feel that our guys took advantage of that the way that the first 6 minutes of the second half went. That's awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. It's a team game. We're feeding off of each other. I thought our defense did a hell of a job, obviously, giving up 3 points. That was a huge momentum, situation. Down there, it was incredible effort by our guys and execution. I thought they played great really all day. We did just enough to win the game, which is the name of the game. So we'll take it.
What was going through your mind? You see Puka getting checked out in the end zone?
Yeah, just hope he's okay. Like everybody else, just hoping that he's, okay. I have no idea, to be honest with you, what all of it, what's really going on. I know he's as tough as they come and was able to get back out there for some snaps. So we'll see. But just, obviously a big part of our team and a big part of our offense. But I thought the other guys stepped up and did a nice job.
How do you evaluate the offense as a whole today?
Just a little hit or miss. I think there were some times where it was, we were clicking, and I thought our guys up front played really well. Sometimes those days happen. Wasn't the greatest of conditions. It wasn't that bad, but there was blowing around a little bit. I think probably more kicks and punts than anything. I wouldn't want to have been a kicker or punt returner today. Ball's moving around a little bit, but we can be better, and that's the name of the game, though. It's NFL football. You're not going to come in every single week and go, I kicked ass today, and I don't want to change anything. So, there's things that I would love to have back, but we got to win, and we're moving on, so I'm happy about that.
Approach it all knowing what they're missing offensively, and then what does it mean to win this kind of game where not everything goes.
I feel like we moved the ball up and down the field last week and had 400-something yards offense and lost the game and felt pretty shitty about it. So felt good about this one. Nice job getting a win. I thought our defense did a hell of a job of, like I said, getting turnovers, which were huge, stopping them. Still got one of the best backs in the league back there, and our guys did a really nice job of corralling them. We had some timely plays on offense, scored some points, left some out there as well. Got down there, missed a field goal, and also had a fourth down in there that, really a series down there. Had opportunity to score a couple times and didn't. So clean those things up and like where we're at.
From the first play of, go ahead, Gary.
How do you deal with when there's drops, especially uncharacteristic ones? Do you say anything to those guys?
No, to be honest with you, I felt like I could have put them all in better places too. I sit there and I'm like, man, there's going to be times where they're open, I'm going to miss them. There's going to be times where those guys are open, I'm going to hit them, and they're going to drop it. It's football, and it's not perfect. We want to be striving for it, but the last thing we can do is, get tight about it and sit there and go, I got to throw it even better, or I got to catch it even better. Man, just go play. Trust yourself. Realize that mistakes are going to happen. I trust every single one of those guys. I could have thrown the ball better in certain aspects today. There's no question about it. But find a way to win the game, man. That's what it boils down to.
From the first play of that third quarter where you hit Devontae Adams, your offense looked significantly different in that third quarter. What clicked?
I think just execution. You know what I mean? There were opportunities in the first half, I thought, where we were really pushed the tempo, and really had some shots and just didn't hit them. And we hit them. We hit them in the third quarter and put up some points pretty quick. So just got to continue to work on our execution, continue to trust each other, go out there and play, and gain experience and win games along the way.
Puka's first play back from the injury was the touchdown to Tyler. How did his presence there on that play kind of impact coverage?
Probably asked the defense. I thought it was a hell of a design by Sean, to be honest with you. Got Higgs loose in the flat. We, played quickly at the line of scrimmage. Didn't give him a whole bunch of time to sit there and talk and think about it. It's great design, and, can't get more open than that. Just try to throw it to him and let him do his thing.
What did you see on the fourth down play to Kyron, and just how great was the catch that he was able to make?
Oh, it was ridiculous. Unbelievable. They had us covered up pretty good. Tried to click through and couldn't find anybody. I tried to buy some time to my left. I don't know, could I have run it? I have no idea. If there might have been 50 yards in front of me. I just sometimes never think about it. Saw Kyron peeling back and getting loose and tried to, give him a chance. And he did an unbelievable job fighting back for it. I thought Devontae did the same thing on the deep ball down the right side, just fighting back for the ball, and on some throws that Kyron's catch was unbelievable, but the one to Devontae was a little bit short.
Pass to Dan Marino for number 9 all-time passing.
Yeah.
What do those names continue to mean to you?
It's just I love this game. I love the history of it. I remember being a little kid watching NFL films growing up. Everybody's watching cartoons. I was watching that. So it means a lot. I don't think about it on a daily basis, but when it comes up, I have a ton of reverence and respect for this game and the people that have come before me and played it. So just to be mentioned with those guys is really humbling and something that I'm sure when I'm done playing I'll think about more. But kind of one of those pinch yourself moments where you're sitting there going, man, I remember watching him do his thing and just thinking he was unbelievable, and being able to be in the same breath is pretty cool. Thanks.
Quentin coming up.
A couple weeks ago, you were talking about how you're big on manifesting things. You talked about manifesting a pick. So do you think today would be the day? How did it feel to get the first one?
Yeah, I felt like I was in a drought. Year 4, I finally get my first one. I've been in a lot of opportunities to get one and haven't did it. And to be able to do that today was a great feeling. It felt like a big weight off my shoulders. The biggest thing about it is manifestation is a real thing. No doubt about it. You have to speak it and put it into existence to be able to, accomplish the things that you want to. And that was exactly that. It was interesting because during the week, guys are like, man, you're going to get one. You're going to get one. And you kind of hear it and you're like, okay, I'm just going to keep staying to my preparation, do what I do during the week. But, for it to actually come to life is you got to believe in it, So that was just all really, truly believing in the preparation during the week.
What did you see on that play?
We had, what's funny is that down and distance and that play came up in practice many a times, but they ran it a little bit differently. And, when we had it in practice, it was Zay Flowers at the Z and it was DeAndre Hopkins at the F. And Zay Flowers was always, we knew he was the move guy, but they switched it up. They had Isaiah Likely as the move guy. He moved in. I told Emmanuel, I was like, hey, you just stay down. I'll stay on Zay Flowers because, a lot of that times you want to get a free release. The receivers, when you do a motion and stuff like that, you want to give receivers a free release. I was like, I'm just going to stay up there and press. And that's, to your point, was just trusting the preparation. And I had gotten that same route. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to undercut it. If he throws the ball, I know it's going to be a pick, and that's exactly what happened.
I mean, even with your preparation, like how difficult is it to recognize that change in real time based on the look you've been preparing for most of the week?
Yeah, it's tough. Sometimes we don't have a contract with them, so they could do that and not run that play, but you play the odds. I talk about it all the time. There's a calculated anticipation. That's one of the things I wanted to do this year was take calculated risks, and you see it and you go get it, and that's exactly what that was.
In this building and in this town, Baltimore's always been known for spectacular defense.
Yeah.
What's it mean for you guys to pull them out of the end zone
Yeah.
and to really dominate the day defensively?
I mean, it's huge. I think that 4th down stop on the goal line was, one of the plays of the game. Football is all about momentum. And when you have a huge momentum shift like that, where, they keep trying to get in, and we keep stopping them, it's huge. And you could just tell there was a big momentum shift. It might have not been loud, obviously, because we got it, but, there was a momentum shift, and then we kind of took off from that point. But, shout out to them. They kept trying it, but, at the end of the day, it was about us locking in each and every snap and giving it our all every time we got out there.
This is an atypical road trip because you guys are going to stay in Baltimore. How do you take that preparation? You guys are going to be just across the street at Camden Yards instead of going back.
It's not unfamiliar. You got to think about it. Last year when we had the fires in LA, we kind of stayed in Arizona. So kind of similar thing where, you're in an unfamiliar environment. You are all, it's just the team and the staff. But they do a great job of getting us prepared. We'll get our bodies back right, obviously. Nothing truly is going to change in terms of our routine, but we're just going to be in a different place. And honestly, I love it because it's fun. It's fun for us. It's fun to be in a different environment. You can really just lock in on football and focus on the task at hand.
With Omar out, a lot was asked of the safeties
Yeah.
in the run game today.
Yeah.
How do you think you guys did as a group?
I think we did all right. I mean, Landman had 17 tackles, so we weren't the prime factor in that. And I know a bunch of guys on the D-line had a lot of tackles, so they did an absolutely fantastic job, stopping the run with a back that was, one of the top 5 backs in the league. And that's kind of been the consistent theme. We had Christian McCaffrey, we had Saquon, we had Jonathan Taylor, and they've been doing a fantastic job of stopping these, really, really good, talented backs. And this was just another showcase of what they're capable of doing, and they put it on display today.
What did you see on the fumble recovery, and what did you make of the way Jared punched the ball out?
Yeah, it was a great play. When you hustle to the ball and, sometimes you get lucky. And that's what that is. Jared made a phenomenal play. But, for me, it was just always hustling to the ball. My dad talks about that all the time, is good things happen to those who run. And that was just a prime example of that. So, guys were telling me I should have scored. I got to check the film. They were saying I was slow, this and that. Like, I made the wrong cut. I should have been in the end zone. But it's going to be interesting. I got to look back at it. They were giving me a little bit of crap for not scoring. But, luckily, the offense got in the end zone, so it was all good.
The question was about me. I don't know how the fuck.
Hey, I already answered. I said it was a phenomenal play, man.
Just real quick,
Yeah.
You touched on Nate's performance a little bit earlier,
Yeah.
but just overall, what did you make of his day and his impact?
Man, he was all over the place. We talked about guys and great additions, and he's really, really showing of who he can be in this league. And he's done a phenomenal job of stopping the run. Last week he did a great job of stopping the pass too. He's just an all-around linebacker. And he talked about it in one of his interviews that I saw. He wants to really bring that true Mike linebacker back, and I think he's doing a fantastic job of that.
Cool. I'll just tell my mom to wait.
Jared, that fourth down play to end the first half, like what kind of momentum shift did you feel for that, the whole team?
Oh, I feel like that kind of revived us. We kind of, had a mistake here and there. Was able to let them get in the red zone, get that close to the goal line. But, everybody does their job. I was just in the right space doing what I had to do. Got one blocker, got the next one, and he was right there. I just had to bring him down to the ground. I think that kind of shifted the whole momentum of the game.
What did you see on your first fumble?
That was a fumble. But, whatever. Hey, they didn't call it. Nobody was catching me. I was like 40 yards deep. Kind of wasted energy. Could have just took a knee, I guess, but whatever.
Jared, from when you were a kid, did you look at a lot of the Baltimore defenses and kind of the second part is, what's it mean for you to get out of here, not just with the win, but only giving up 3 points as a defense?
Yeah, I mean, me and Des Johnson were talking about this on the way out. Like, when I was a kid, Ray Lewis was the dude. Like, you see the way he hawks after the ball, the way, like, anybody that comes across his face had to be punished. I'm watching him, I'm like, damn, that's crazy. And, like, you get to step in the, area that he was able to dominate. And I'm like, damn, like, this is kind of, like, surreal just to know that, like, he was there. I saw some bald dude, thought it was him, but, whatever.
But collectively, to play this well in that same house that Ray Lewis built defensively, what's that mean to you?
It means a lot. I mean, I know, like, we're not the Ravens, we're the Rams. Right. But to be able to, like, stack up the same, kind of defense that they're able to have, where it's just, like, you have to be punished no matter where you are, whether you're on the 1 yard line or whether you're on the -40. Like, you're not getting in the end zone. And, we were able to give them 3 points, but that was just because of mistakes on our end. Wasn't filling the gaps. I wasn't carrying on the backside. The front wasn't, everybody just wasn't doing their job collectively. And then after that, we just got right in our positions.
After they were able to move it a little bit on the first drive, you guys went a little bit heavier on first early downs. Like, what impact did that adjustment make?
Oh, yeah, no, it changed everything. I mean, we kind of realized in their run game they're not really designed to get to the edge. The only way they'll take the edge is if it's kind of like egregiously open. So we kind of tried to fix that by, heavying a little bit more this way, doing a little bit more of that, adding a little bit more bigger personnel just to stop the up front kind of problems that we were having. But after that, it was easy.
Can you talk a little bit about the preparation, not knowing who was going to play quarterback, for the Ravens? Talk about your preparation with all the injuries the Ravens had.
I mean, yeah, we were almost pretty, like, confident that it wasn't going to be Lamar. I feel like we were, like, almost 100% honest about it. But, knowing the different challenges that both the quarterbacks that they do have available kind of permit, one can throw the ball a little bit faster, one has legs that can kind of get you all around. And I'm saying that like the other one didn't juke me out, so that's a problem in and of its own concern. But, you just get different challenges with different quarterbacks. Not every quarterback's the same. The way, Stafford plays is different than Lamar. The way Lamar plays is different than this guy. Like, everyone's just so differently, so you just got to be prepared for the different challenges.
With Quentin Lake, we hear a lot about how he does a lot of things that, like, that maybe just don't jump out, that you can't necessarily see super easily. How do you feel that as a pass rusher?
Oh, you feel, you get that one little extra second because, Q kind of is just right in the zone where the quarterback wants to throw it. He can't do that. It helps us so much where, this is happening, that's happening. So much is happening at different levels, but knowing that they're able to lock it down on the back end, with Q, with, Landman, with all these different, guys on the second, middle, second level, it just helps you a lot. I mean, you see how much we were able to get home on that last little stretch because they was locking it up and it was forced to throw.
All right. Thanks, Alex.
Cool. So, see my mom now?